Before we continue with the rest of the video, we could use your help. Click the like button to help spread word about watchJojo animals, and also be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. Experts believed that only one of these creatures existed, but then they discovered another. It's not often you find a one-of-a-kind creature in the animal kingdom, but Achom is so rare that experts believe he was totally unique. One day, however, they found he wasn't alone in the world. Another existed just like him, and now Achom and Mooney are two of a kind. Achom is a Persian kitten who came into the world on May 10, 2014, and was subsequently donated to a veterinarian in Quebec, Canada. From there, he was sent home with the groomer, Natalie, for the weekend. But that weekend soon turned into forever after Natalie fell in love with him. It wasn't long after Natalie had adopted Achom as her own, however, that she realised something was different about him. In fact, thanks to the extremely rare condition he has, he was thought to be totally unique. Specifically, Achom was diagnosed with congenital hyperatosis, or, in plainer terms, werewolf syndrome. Congenital hyperatosis doesn't mean Achom is literally a werewolf, of course. Instead, it's a hormonal condition, the symptoms of which are rapid hair growth, undersized teeth, and exceptionally thick claws. And in poor Achom's case, his claws were so huge that they had to be removed for safety. However, Natalie does allow the kitty's hair to grow, as long as it doesn't get too unwieldy. According to the cat owner's website, in fact, she even approves of the mad scientist look he has going on. Nevertheless, she still has to groom the hairs on his face so that he can see, eat, and breathe. And even though Achom suffers from his rare condition, he's otherwise just like any normal cat. Not only is he super curious, but he's also incredibly smart, to the point that he can recognise the theme tune to a French animal documentary. What's more, he plays a cat-themed game on Natalie's tablet. For a while though, Natalie and her fellow veterinarians all thought that Achom was the only cat in the world to suffer from congenital hyperatosis. Certainly, they had never seen another feline like him. Then one day, Natalie decided to set up a Facebook page for her pet. That came about after Natalie made a bet with her daughter, who believed the page wouldn't even register 100 likes. As it turns out though, Natalie's daughter was totally wrong. Achom's page went viral, amassing thousands of likes. Then news outlets all over the world began reporting on him, drawing attention to his super rare condition as a consequence. And that's when janitor Luke Mahad realised that his own cat Mooney wasn't quite as unique as he'd originally thought. Back in March 2014, Michoud had found 5-month-old Mooney abandoned in a cat box in the street outside his apartment. He asked around to see if the poor animal belonged to anyone in his building, but it seemed that nobody knew anything about her. Fortunately for Mooney though, her luck was about to change, as Michoud realised that it was love at first sight between the pair. As soon as I saw those big yellow eyes, I was like, wow, he told the Daily Mail in 2016. She was the most beautiful cat I had ever seen. So Michoud decided to adopt Mooney as his own. And it was immediately apparent that Mooney isn't like any other cat either. Well, apart from one. That's because she shares Achom's affliction of werewolf syndrome and sports equally long and wild hair. Furthermore, both felines were coincidentally found in Quebec. At first, however, even a professional had no clue as to what Mooney's condition could be. "I've never seen a cat like Mooney," Michoud said to the Daily Mail. "I just thought she was a strange breed of Persian, but even the vet couldn't tell me. He'd never seen anything like it." In fact, it wasn't until Michoud saw Achom on TV one day that everything fell into place. At first, he was understandably surprised to see another cat that looked so much like Mooney, but when the reporters began discussing Achom's condition, he then realised just what he was dealing with. And despite her werewolf syndrome, the appropriateness of Mooney's name was entirely a coincidence. Indeed, in 2016, Michoud told website The Best Cat page that her original name was Minou, the French word for kitty. But one morning, after being awoken by her whiskers, he cried out, "Stop that, Mooney!" and the name stuck. Not least because of her werewolf-like physical attributes. Just like Achom, Mooney requires lots of care and attention, as well as grooming to keep her hair out of her eyes and nose. Michoud has to give her daily eye drops, and he thinks this may be why her previous owners abandoned her in the freezing cold. What's more, looking after Mooney initially proved difficult for Michoud. In fact, she wouldn't let him even come near her for 3 days, but he refused to give up on her. Perhaps not many people would give her that kind of dedication, not least because of her appearance. She has a very strange look to her, Michoud explained to the Best Cat page. Many are afraid of her because she always looks as if she is angry or frustrated. Indeed, he has even revealed that Mooney is a very polarizing kitty, despite his own love for her. "I showed her to my brother, who said she was the ugliest thing he'd ever seen," he told the Daily Mail. "Some people love her, some hate her, but nobody stays indifferent to Mooney." Meanwhile, and perhaps inevitably, both Atchom and Mooney now have their own fan bases. Mooney's Facebook page has swelled to more than 16,000 likes, for example. Atchom, on the other hand, is present across basically every social media platform there is, and with more than 250,000 followers on Instagram, 100,000 fans on Facebook, and 600 subscribers on YouTube, basically, he's a bit of an internet superstar. It's probably little surprise then that Atchom is even the star of his very own children's book, alongside fellow internet celebrity cat Oreo. In First Day of School, the dynamic duo learn all about kindness, friendship, and of course what makes everyone unique, just like Atchom is. Unfortunately, the future is uncertain for Atchom and Mooney. After all, they're both the only known cats with congenital hyperatosis, so exactly how that will play out in later life is yet to be seen. For now though, Natalie has explained that Atchom certainly isn't suffering. In fact, he's having plenty of fun with his family, and from the looks of his Facebook page, so is Mooney. So while they may not be totally alone in the world anymore, they're each enjoying life in their own unique way. Please do not forget to share this video with your friends below.